Hi guys, and welcome to Tikara Presents. If it is your first time here, welcome, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Listen, today we have another classic. Y'all see that thumbnail? We're gonna get into some collard greens with smoked turkey. Beautiful, delicious, tender greens with some nice smoked turkey meat in there, and it's so simple to do. So if you want to see how we make these greens, just stick around. Alright, so here are the ingredients we are going to need. Of course, we have our collard greens, we have some smoked turkey tails, garlic powder, onion powder, Badia complete seasoning, black pepper, and we have some Tony's Creole seasoning, and a half of a medium onion. Alright, so first thing you want to do, you are going to get your turkey tails set up to start boiling, because when people say collard greens take a long time to cook, it's not that the greens are taking long, it's the meat. So the smoked meat this is going to take about 3 hours to do, okay? So we're going to season that water, heavily season that water, because once the turkey starts to break down with all those seasonings, that is going to make a beautiful broth for your greens to cook in. And that's where all your flavor is going to be. So we're going to go ahead and pour all of those seasonings in there, and then we're going to go ahead and cut your greens. So I'm showing you how I cut my greens. I feel like this is probably the best way to do it. I take out the stems, so you see I'm cutting them on a triangle shape to pull the stems out, and it just makes it easier because I'm going to stack them, and then I'm going to roll them tightly to cut them, to get them all evenly sliced, and that way you have a nice evenly cooked pot of greens. You're going to remove any greens that has spots on them, that are yellow, that has black spots, holes, anything like that. You're going to remove them, because that is how you end up with a bitter pot of greens, and we do not want that. So go ahead and get those stems out, make a nice little stack, roll it tightly from the rounder or the top side of the leaf like that, and then just kind of slice them across. That way all of your greens are going to be even, and they are going to evenly cook. Again, I'm going to take the stems out, nice little simple cut, stack them up. Make sure you're checking to remove any of the leaves, again, that are yellow, damaged, well, not damaged, but yellow, spotted, or anything like that. You don't want those in there, so just take those right out. Get all of those stems out, and then we're gonna go ahead and get a nice stack going, roll it tightly, and then just go ahead and cut across. You're gonna continue that until you're all done. Now this is what it looks like once they're all done. Nice, even, they're all even, so they're gonna cook equally, and those are all the stems and all of the leaves that I removed. It looks like a lot, but it's better to do it like that, so that you don't do all this work and then end up with a pot of greens that's bitter. Now what we're going to do is we are going to soak these greens and get them cleaned. Very, very important that you wash them really well, because they are dirty. They spray them with pesticides and etc., etc. So you want to make sure you get all of that yucky stuff off of the greens before you begin to cook them. So I'm going to just fill that pan with water, and I'm going to let them soak for a little bit. Then I'm probably going to repeat that process about 3 times. I'll throw away the stems and use that extra pan. Just kind of have 2 pans going so you can make it easier on yourself. I'm going to rinse them, fill that pan with water, soak them for a little bit, move them around with your hand. Make sure you're rinsing them well. All the water is getting through each and every one of those leaves. You did have them rolled up, so you gotta do a little extra work to make sure you're getting them all in there, getting it good. Wash all that grit and that dirt off. The water is going to be green, like just as green as your greens. So you're gonna dump that, or pour the greens out and put them in another pan. However you want to do it, just make sure you wash them well. And repeat the process probably about 3 times until your water is pretty much clear. Alright, so 3 hours later, here are your tails. Now, in the meantime, you can make sure your turkey's good, baste your turkey, make some potatoes, make that potato salad recipe that I'm going to link right above. Do a couple of other things while your tails are cooking. So they are going to take a bit. But look how tender, oh my gosh, and delicious they are. I love turkey tails. Turkey tails are the best smoked meat. Yes, I said it. Smoked turkey tails are the best. They're better than the turkey necks, the turkey wings, the leg, whatever you want to do. I'll argue, okay? Because the turkey tails are where it's at. Now make sure you taste your broth. Most of it is going to boil out, okay? And turn into this delicious, delicious flavor, right? But make sure you taste it, because you see I didn't use salt. I used the Tony's Creole seasoning. So that's where my salt was coming from. If you don't use that, you might want to, you're going to taste your broth anyways, because that's how your greens are going to taste. But if not, if you don't use the Creole seasoning, this is where you might want to taste and see if you need to add salt, pepper, a little bit more, whatever, but just taste your broth before you add your greens. Adding your greens, they are going to just fall right into that broth, melt right on down, and then you can kind of gauge whether or not you have too much liquid. I happen to have a little bit too much liquid. I undershot how much greens I had, because I would probably have poured it out, more than likely have poured a little bit out before putting my greens in there. But I like to show you guys that I make mistakes. Things happen in the kitchen, and you just adjust to that, and you keep moving. So I grabbed a little measuring cup, and I'm going to remove some of that broth. It's not going to take away your flavor. Don't worry about it. But you don't want your broth, you don't want your greens swimming, okay? You don't want them swimming, because they're going to steam anyways. You don't want them swimming. So just go ahead and take some of that broth out. And they're going to be so delicious. So you're going to put your pot top on, and you are going to let them go. And this is what they look like when they are done. When I tell you it takes no time at all of your time is basically spent making sure your turkey tails are fall apart tender. And it's worth the process. But look at these greens. Oh my gosh, so tender, so delicious. That turkey is tender, flavorful. They have a little bite to them, but they're just so good. These greens are the bomb. They were so delicious, guys. I promise when you try this recipe, you're not going to go back to any other collard green recipe that you had before. You're going to stick with this one. Trust me, I would not steer you wrong. But, yep, that's it. That's how we make those greens. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know how much you enjoyed it. Share it. It's the holiday season. Sharing is caring. Please leave me a comment if you try it. Come back and let me know for sure how it turned out for you. I love when you guys let me know. And thank you so. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you all again next time. Take care.